Yeah, because I'm not.
Yeah, I'll show you here what I mean. 471. Okay, here was my vehicle that I designed for my homework for Lab 8. And I'll go through and show you guys the sketches and the features. Yeah, I don't mind rotating the Catia model after the NX model. Okay, so here's my vehicle that I created. Let's see if we can fit this a little bit better. Okay, so this is what I'm talking about right here. You'll be able to create an exterior rim portion on this vehicle if you project the big circle first, then the smaller arc, and you'll trim out the big circle and you'll create two lines that go from here to here and here to here, and then you'll do another multi-section sweep to get that rim.
Because it looks like the inner rim is extended out a little bit more.
Yeah, it is. And so when you project that smaller arc, you'll project it to a plane that's a little bit further out past.
So you need to create a plane.
You'll need to create a plane out there, yep. Okay, so you'll notice I was able to create some cool indentations on my hood of my vehicle. Real quick, I'll show you my first sketch. So there, you'll notice this first sketch is the same exact sketch that we used to create Catia. Okay, the second sketch is the profile of my vehicle, which is that second sketch we did in Catia. The third sketch is the shoulder sketch of the vehicle. Okay, based on the inside. So this is built on the same fundamental principles that we just did. Okay, it's in a different CAD package, but I mean the principles are the same. Okay, for the datum planes, you'll see that I put several datum planes going across my car. Okay, the reason I did that is so that I could do, let's see, where is those sketches? I could have cross-sectional sketches. These are those same splines that I used to create my multi-section surface with. So I went from the bottom to this one to that one, this one to that one, and I used the top of this first sketch and this projected line from my project, or my projected surface, to create that. And because I did it in this way, I have more control over the actual surface of the car.
So in between each data plane, you have...
Yeah, so in here, we did, we had what, this one and this one, I think? Yeah, so we only had, oh, it's the wrong side. We had 1, 2, and then we had the front and the back. Yeah. So in NX, I had the same ones. I had the one on the bottom, which you can't see, but I do have a line there. Let me zoom in for you. See, so I have, in fact, it's not really showing right very well, but I did the same thing. I had a bottom line here at the front of my car, and then I had a spline right here. Did the same thing from here to here. So that created the front of my car. So I did the same thing from here to here. And then I did another one from here to here, but on this one we only did from here to the back. So I created multiple cross sections throughout my vehicle. Okay? And then everything else is pretty much the same. The only main difference on this one is that I don't have a side sketch that I created here for the actual hood of my vehicle. Instead, I put a different line in, which I believe is, let's see if I can find that real quick here. I think it was, I think it was this one. Yep, that one right there. So I created a line that way, and I just projected it up like that. So that was the only main difference between this vehicle and yours. So these other features, I just created extraneously. I mean, you guys could figure those out pretty easy just by putting some circles at different places and, you know, creating fills and extruding them up or whatever. But essentially the concepts are the same. So for the in-class assignment, you'll need to finish this. For the homework, which is due in, like, I think 2 weeks, you'll create. It doesn't have to be this nice if you don't want it to be. I mean, you guys can make it as simple or as complex as you want. But you'll turn in your own custom vehicle shell, and then you guys as a team can vote on the best one and use that for your actual vehicle, for your car. I don't have the actual CAD model, but I do have my PowerPoint. Let me pull this up locally. We actually didn't even choose my model for our vehicle. I wanted to show you guys the actual final one that we chose, and I don't know if I have it. I'm crossing my fingers hoping that I do. Yeah, I do. So you can make a shell that looks like this even. Okay, you can put decals on it if you want to. There's ways you can do that. This was the one we actually chose. This one was fully parametric. You can actually see into the interior of the car because this had a material on it of glass.
But, so those, the two different materials, were those the two different surfaces that he ended up having to create?
Mm-hmm. And he just made sure that they were in separate part bodies, so he could apply multiple materials. But yeah, that was the concept car that we did. So I don't have the model for that one, but if we were to pull it up, I guarantee you with 100% surety, the way that we built that is the same way we just built the car that we made in this class for the in-class exercise. Okay, so there are cross-sectional planes in there that have splines linking, and then he just did a multi-section surface to connect those. He's got the three same basic principle sketches that we created, so it's the exact same. So you guys, the TAs have lots of different options for vehicles if you'd like to take a look at those and see what they look like. Jared, one of the TAs, he made the Batmobile, which is actually on Team Center Community. If you guys pull it up, there's a Batmobile like right there. That's actually a screenshot of his surface model that he made. That one, he used slightly different modeling techniques than what's here, but he can show you guys how to do that. But anyway, so that's kind of what's expected. We've got about 5 minutes left, so I'm going to try and help you guys troubleshoot those cross-sectional curves, or if you guys have any questions about how to do this last part or mirror it, I'll be more than happy to help you guys. I do have TA hours after class for an hour. So, yeah. Let's see, which view are you? Yeah, oh, there you go. Thank you. Oh, to mirror it, there's a mirror button. Real quick here, do you mind if I take control for just 1 sec? There's a mirror button in here that I wanted to show you guys. If you click down here, there's a symmetry. So if you click on the geometry you want, then click the symmetry button, it'll ask you which plane about which you want to create the symmetry. So all you have to do is select that plane right there, the ZX plane, and it will mirror it over that plane. Yeah, so you'll need to select everything first, then click the symmetry button and click on that plane right there, and it'll mirror it across that plane. Okay, you can go ahead and have control of my model again. So you only have to create half the car. And it's the same thing with my Honda car that I made in an NX. I just mirrored everything after I was done. So. Featuring both of these. Yeah.
You're so smart.
You don't want to mirror the sketches. You just want to mirror just the shells. That one was used to create this. Let's see.
As a picture model, you had like a texture. Shape to it.
Oh, in the tutorial they never used it. I don't think they ever used it.
So is this?
Yeah, that's exactly right. The tutorial is based off of my model. So that I created, I used that shoulder for bringing the load. So I have an indentation in my hood. That indentation is this. So I created a generic model, but then I went back and used that same skeleton sketch. So that line you won't choose. So I'll have to go back and choose it.
Well, I bet you, like, I think in this model it looks like you did use it. You got,
Well, there's 3 there. I only used the 2 shoulders. So the smallest curve in there, I didn't actually use.
so we just need to take a screenshot of our video card. Just like this.
Yep.
I like it. Holy man.
Okay, Andy had a question.
Okay. Okay.
There's no mirror. How do you do the mirror?
It's symmetry, yeah. So real quick, just to repeat that, if you guys have questions about how to do symmetry, I'm going to delete those joins, and we'll delete the symmetry. There we go. So there's my original car half. This had some problems because the line that I created was slightly slanted. So I mean, I can probably trim that sheet. And the cutting element would be like this. I don't know if it'll, yeah, it might not let me. Anyway, so symmetry. If you do the drop down and you do symmetry right there, all you have to do is select only the surface model. You don't actually select the sketch or anything, so you can't just select everything all at once. You'll do symmetry, and then you'll tell it about which plane you want to do it, and boom. Just like that. Okay. So lab's over. I'm going to take everything downstairs, but I will hop back up on. I'll hop back on Skype until 1 o'clock. So if you guys have any questions, there is an hour that I'll be available to kind of help you guys out. Anyway, good luck with everything, and yeah, next week we'll I think we'll start FEA. What is the point of the top curve? Is it this curve right here? This one right there?
Yeah.
So that one is where you're supposed to connect from here down to the smaller curve.
Oh, it's the middle.
Yeah, so you don't go you don't go from this curve to that curve because that's the one you project. And it works the same way with the lower part of the car. You're projecting the smaller shoulder, and then the surface of your vehicle should go from the top shoulder to that next shoulder down. So it'll kind of create a slant. So you'll see in my vehicle, it doesn't match exactly well, but this is the lower curve, and that should be the top curve. Okay, cool. Sounds good. All right, guys. Yeah, if you have any questions, I'll be available for the next hour. I just need to switch computers and head down to the lab, take down all the video recording equipment. So we will see you next week.